Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other Scorpio placements, there may be a message in here for you. Happy birthday if you are a Scorpio Sun. I hope it brings a lot of gifts and blessings and happiness for this new year for you. It's also the new moon in Scorpio as I'm filming this at the moment, so there's also that energy coming through for you, Scorpio. It's actually coming through a bit as an energy of protection for you. This very Scorpio kind of energy of mystery is how it's feeling. Like there's this energy of being protected by a shroud of mystery is how it's coming through for you, which is interesting. I feel like if there are energies that are trying to gain access to you that you don't want them to gain access to you, they can't at the moment, is how it's coming through. That's how it feels for you. There was a Scorpio reading I did, like, I don't know, a couple months ago. I think I'll link it above, that had that sort of energy in it. So I'll link that for you in case you're interested. There was another, oh yes, yeah, okay, so another download message that I was getting for you, Scorpio, is that right now if you're experiencing any delays, it is working in your benefit in order to align you with something, is how it's feeling, right? So if you're going anywhere and you get stuck in traffic, there's a delay. It feels either like you're going somewhere or let's say you arrive somewhere. Like if you arrive at an appointment or something and you're there early, or that your appointment gets delayed. It's something about, like, it's actually aligning you to something where it's kind of like the universe is trying to get you in the right time, right place kind of energy. So not to be, I mean, there's going to be frustration perhaps with that energy, but just remember that it is in divine timing is how it's coming through. There's something about divine timing that the universe is trying to show you. So you might be seeing like signs and synchronicities while you're delayed, or while you're detoured, or while you're like sort of off path, is kind of how it's coming through. So just paying attention to that. I feel like there are signs and synchronicities that are going to be shown to you. Could be number synchronicities, but it doesn't have to be that exactly. But anyways, I almost said Sagittarius, so there's kind of like the Sagittarius energy for you, but it's also coming through a bit with like temperance, right? Being patient with something. Sagittarius is also coming through with like 9th house energy, which is talking about exploration, philosophy, exploring something new, adventure perhaps. Maybe for you, Scorpio, there's something about your 9th house that's wanting to be expanded in some way. Like it could be something where it's like, let's say you have to take a detour through traffic or something like that. It's like it's going to lead you to some sort of like new location or something like that, that is going to somehow be part of your expansion, or like it's going to become something new for you, is how it's feeling. Interesting. So pay attention to the detours. It's how it's coming through. The detours and the delays. They're beneficial for you at this time, Scorpio. It's putting you in alignment with something. Because I feel like it's something related to, like, you wouldn't normally pursue this option or go down that path or explore some sort of, like, it could be like a new hobby or something. Doesn't have to be that exactly. A new restaurant, a new type of something. Because exploration's kind of coming through with culture for some reason. A new language, a new food, a new way of being, a new hobby, a new interest. feels cultural in some way. I feel like the detour is taking you there, or delay is taking you there, exploring some aspect of like a different culture or something like that. It could be food related for some reason that's coming through. But I feel like it's more so like it's kind of coming through with like neighborhoods. Like, you know, like different neighborhoods have different like cultural groups that are more dominant. It kind of feels like that. So paying attention to that, Scorpio. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna pull cards. Ooh, interesting. Sad embrace. Coming to life. Okay, one more. Spirit of place. There's that cultural element, which is interesting. Spirit of place. And then you have details at the bottom of the deck. Okay, sad embrace. This card is a card about like transmuting pain and loss, like going through a period of loss. Maybe you're moving, Scorpio. Maybe you're moving to like a new neighborhood or something like that. Yeah, this is an energy of loss. I don't know if this is it feels kind of like it's a bit of a past energy or something that you're about to step out of. This is kind of coming through as a rebirth energy. Just some of the, there's like this little wisp of like fabric there that is reminding me of like, if you've ever seen like snail eggs. If you've ever seen snail eggs, I know that's so random, but that's what it looks like to me. Like if you've ever seen, they look kind of like wispy and then a snail comes out of it. I don't know if egg is the right word, but it's like how snails are born. So snails is also coming through as a symbol for you. Maybe something, again, with that energy of slow moving, right? There may have been a period of time where things were moving very slowly, or that you had to take things slowly, or that there was a rebirth energy that was needing to take place because of some sort of loss or sadness. But then right in the middle, which is really lovely, is this coming to life card. So I'm going to read this one, and also Spirit of Place. Okay. Something beautiful is being born in your life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form of manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. Yeah, this is what that energy is about, like divine timing. Because it feels like there's some aspect of your life that is coming to life, right? But there is this message here, Scorpio, of taking it slowly at the beginning, right? Because it's kind of coming through as being like, don't try and skip ahead too quickly. There's also this energy of like gradually coming to life. It's not going to be sort of like, it's like a slow and steady energy. With the snails, it's a slow and steady energy, but at the same time, it's not it's not because, like, how do I phrase this? The pace at which something is moving is for your benefit, is how it's going to come through. Because it's kind of like, as an example, I don't know why food is coming through really strongly for you, Scorpio. I feel like there's like a hunger kind of energy of like wanting to get moving, but it's kind of coming through as being like, let's say if you fast for a while or however long, it doesn't matter. If you've gone through a period of fasting, the first meals that you start eating again should be small, right? They shouldn't be big buffets and things like that, because that's gonna end up hurting you, right? So it's coming through as being like, take it slowly at the beginning in order to acclimatize to whatever this new thing is. I actually feel like it is something very exciting, and with this energy of like Sagittarius, like it feels a bit like exploring something new, something that you have been wanting to. But just remember, Scorpio, like, take it slowly. Don't rush into it, because that might not be to your benefit, is how it's feeling to me. Okay. I'm gonna read this card as well. Spirit of Place. It feels very much like a location for some of you. Anyways, okay, authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. This card is coming through as right place, right timing, though. For some reason, that description to me doesn't quite reflect the energy of that card. The spirit of a place. Because it kind of feels like there's something about being in the right place and the right time for something. And perhaps you were early, Scorpio. I almost said Sagittarius again. Perhaps you were early for something. Maybe there was a period of dormancy is how it's coming through. Like, there was a period of dormancy where, like, maybe you were in a period of dormancy, like, not moving forward because it was too early, right? It's kind of like a seed that remains in a seed because it's too early. The conditions aren't right, maybe, like, in order to grow. But it feels like it's starting to. It's the coming to life energy. Something in your life is starting to bloom. It feels like, because the conditions are right. It's the right place and the right time for something. In your excitement, right? I feel like there is this energy of growing excitement, but also maybe a little bit of like disbelief. Like, is this really happening? It kind of feels like, Scorpio, you are really early to something. Like, it's almost like, how do I describe that? There's like an example of, it's like maybe you received like a vision or of something, or you had like a prediction of something, but it was too early, right? Like, it's kind of like, oh, I thought, like, I saw this coming, or like, I don't know, maybe you had like a vision or something, or you just had like some sort of knowing. It's kind of coming through with High Priestess energy, but like, maybe it took a long time for that vision to actually start coming true, because I feel like that's what's happening now. You're seeing signs of something happening that you maybe saw a long time ago, or quote unquote predicted a long time ago. Or it could just be like a manifestation that you've been waiting a long time for, and it's starting to come to life. Very interesting. So maybe by Sagittarius season, right, which is next month, it'll be fully alive, but I don't know. Take that if it resonates. Interesting. Yeah, so you have land, tree, star, land, flower, sun. So they're both land cards. So earth and this energy of coming to life, because look at these two cards together. This sort of like stone energy and something growing out of it. This card talks about community, of like you can't stand alone, Scorpio. I feel like there's something about like but it's emphasizing this energy of like something coming to life. The land, flower, sun card talks about letting go of limited beliefs that may have been holding you back from being free, or this feeling of being free and unencumbered by like expectations or of responsibilities, perhaps. So this is a card about networking. Open yourself to receive the wisdom of others and to allow their perspectives to help you grow and expand. At the same time, be generous with your own knowledge and with all that life has taught you thus far. Your wisdom and your experience are meant to help others on their own path. Okay, Scorpio, I'm getting this strange image of like a meeting, like it's coming through as a board meeting. Like I'm almost seeing you like you showed up to the board meeting early, because maybe there was something about like time. Maybe you got the time wrong or something like that. You showed up early is how it's coming through, and because you were so early, there's this like feeling of maybe believing that it wasn't gonna happen, or that like something went wrong, or like I don't know. You were just early, Scorpio. That's how it's coming through. Because I'm kind of getting now this energy of like, there's this scene in The Hobbit of, in the last Hobbit, I think it was, or the second Hobbit, I don't know, where they get to like this mountain, a door in the mountain, and there's a key that they have, but they can't find the keyhole because it has to be illuminated by the moonlight. So they got there during the day and they couldn't find the keyhole, and they thought that it was over. They thought that the path was over, that the journey ended there, but it's actually coming through as being like, no, Scorpio, you just had to wait a little bit. You just had to wait a little bit. It's like, this is the right time now. Interesting. Okay, what else can we say for Scorpio? Because it's almost like you don't believe it. There is something about like disbelief. This card came out in yesterday's reading as well. Fire, volcano, sun. It talks about releasing your power or releasing your desire or things like that. Like it could be something about like going after what you want, not playing small. I feel like there's this really interesting energy of like a dormant volcano kind of energy. Not in like a scary way, Scorpio. I feel like some aspect of your power is actually how it's coming through, like, or some aspect like your power or a connection maybe with this card. Perhaps multiple connections. Something in your life, some aspect in your life went through a period of dormancy, is how it's coming through, but now it's awakening, right? It's time now. It's coming to life. The fire within you, perhaps, like something very inspiring or motivating, or it's like something about taking action. Again, Scorpio, reminder, make sure you're not skipping any steps is how it's coming through here. Like, make sure you're doing all the things that you have been doing to keep you sort of grounded and centered. Because I do feel that there is movement, and it's just being conscious, like, start off slowly. Start off slowly. You don't want to burn yourself out is how it's feeling. Interesting. Although I feel like it's going to be a bit difficult to hold this energy back, but just being conscious of it, right? It's just being conscious of it. It's feeling really positive, this energy, but there's almost like this feeling of like fatigue that's coming through your reading today, Scorpio. Yeah. This one, water, spring, earth. Because I get this image here of trying to find water in a desert, right? It's kind of coming through like that, like a period of time where resources were not available. It's that energy of dormancy, like something was in a significant period of pause for you, is how it's coming through. Because it's coming through with fasting, right? Like that kind of energy. It's probably not literal for you, but it's feeling like something in your life was in a period of like you weren't consuming it, you weren't given access to it, right? Like this energy of having to make do with very little in whatever area of your life this resonates with. Not having enough nourishment in a particular period of time. And so that could be very like weakening, right? To your body, right? If you're not eating enough, like it could be sort of like an energy of being weakened physically. If it's, because it actually feels emotional for you, Scorpio. It's with the sad embrace, it feels like an emotional nourishment that you were not getting enough of, right? An emotional nourishment. Interesting. That you were not getting enough of. Maybe there's some sort of emotional need that you're recognizing as being something that is good for you. It could have to do with sort of like networking or connections or community, or like this card comes in with this energy of playfulness as well. It could be something like that. It feels very much like a connection, either a specific connection or just connections in general. It is, something is coming to life. Yeah, okay. This came out in the Pisces reading in the same spot. I'm gonna read it because it's a really lovely energy. Okay. Your trust in the unseen and the faith you have given to the mysteries unfolding in your favor as you waited through the darkest of hours have brought you here to a place of great rewards. The spirits are singing your praises, for you were brave enough to trust in the unknown. You found bliss in the darkness and found kinship among the shadow spirits by honoring them along your journey. What was once a realm of darkness and trepidation is now decorated with shimmering jewels and beautiful gems, glistening totems marking your successful efforts to bring beauty and surrender to where fear once ruled. You have overcome so much. Now is the time to reap the rewards of your newfound freedom and of the inner peace and graceful resilience that will enrich your life for the rest of your years. Yeah, Scorpio. Okay, look at these two cards together, right? Like, you're leaving this period where like resources were thin is how it's coming through. Whatever that is for you, it doesn't have to be material, it could be emotional, it could be energetic, right? Like there was a period of time where you didn't have a lot of energy, you didn't have a lot of motivation, you didn't have a lot of inspiration or emotional nourishment in whatever way that is for you. Because there was something about a dormancy, which I feel like it's trying to come through for you, Scorpio, as being like an understanding of why that period of dormancy was necessary. Because with that message in the beginning, the delays, the dormancy, the slowdowns, the frustration perhaps about something not moving fast enough was in order to benefit you, to align you with something that the universe was trying to bring in for you, but it wasn't the right time or place. And it's like, this is the right time. It required a lot of trust on your part, Scorpio, to get you through some challenge that I feel like you're overcoming at the moment. Because I feel like there's something about like, you were right about something coming in, but there was, I'm looking at this details card because it's kind of like you got kind of like the details wrong. Like there's something about let's say in a tarot reading, for example, there's like a date that's significant. Like a reader like mentions a date or something. But maybe it's not this year. Maybe it's the year after or something like that, right? So it's kind of coming through like that. Maybe there was like a meeting or a manifestation that you expected to come through on a certain date, but you were too early, is actually how it's feeling to me. So it's kind of like this period or like this energy of like being so sure that something is for you, but the delay was so long that it's almost like, okay, was I wrong about that? And it's like, no, you weren't wrong, you were just early. I'm gonna read this card because it's drawing my attention. The details. The most powerful patterns are created with the tiniest details. Pay attention. This is the time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. Interesting. Maybe there's some sort of, maybe that was part of your, something that you were learning, Scorpio, right? Because it is kind of coming through as being like you were in a board meeting, you read the time and place correctly, but it was like the wrong time zone or the wrong date or the wrong month or something like that. I feel like that's something that you're learning or integrating. But I feel like whatever this challenge was, it was to teach you about trusting. It's because this card is a card about like you trusted a path even though there was not a lot of clarity. You trusted that something was meant for you even though there wasn't a lot of confirmation to reflect that back to you. Whatever it is, this was teaching you about trust. Trusting in yourself, perhaps, trusting in your connection to your guides or in the universe or like in your own intuition, maybe. It's also coming through as being like, I can't get away from this energy of divine timing for you. Because I'm thinking of seasons, right? Because this card, of course, has like the the leaves, which are significant, like the autumn leaves. Something about timing. Something about seasons and cycles. I feel like whatever this manifestation is for you required a lot of cycles, right? It could be cycles of the moon as well. Because we are in a new moon in Scorpio, maybe that is something that you are being guided to pay attention to, like cycles of the moon. Manifesting with the moon is also really powerful. If you've done sort of like new moon and full moon energies, because there's something about interesting. Because the moon, of course, goes through very short cycles, right? Between new moon, full moon. But there's also something about like a new moon in Scorpio always happens during Scorpio season. So you only get one new moon in Scorpio per year. So next year, next new moon in Scorpio, that might be sort of a significant cycle, right? So the moon, yes, of course, has the cycle of like 1 month approximately, where it goes from new moon to new moon. But it also has a cycle of a year, approximately, of going from new moon in Scorpio to new moon in Scorpio again, if that makes sense. So there's something about that as well with timing. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card for the middle. Fire, tribal fire, moon. This card talks about speaking from the heart, expressing things that will promote unity within a group or a collective. Sharing stories that are inspiring to you is what this card comes through with. It's an energy of promoting unity. Can I get one more card for that? Okay, there's a lot of like, I'm getting 4s and 5s. Very strongly for you, which is talking about stability and change. Sacred communication weaves connection within the tribe. Communication becomes sacred when we speak from the heart instead of speaking from the mind. Words spoken from the heart activate the great flame that connects us all. Words spoken from the heart spark remembrance of our unity. Words spoken from the heart heal and activate, inspire, and harmonize. Give voice to your emotions with language sourced from your heart. It's not about sounding smart or educated or grammatically stylish. It's about being true. Give voice to your truth and your vulnerability in service to that great flame of unity, such that it may burn brighter, warming not just you, but your friends, your family, your community, and your soul tribe. But okay, interesting. Because now I'm seeing this, right? This volcano. This volcano is like powering this fire. Maybe it's some form of expression for you, Scorpio. Like some form of expression that comes from the heart, of course. But with that Sagittarius energy, I feel like it also has this effect of transmuting energies, right? Like taking something that's just sort of like sad embrace, energies of lack, energies of not having enough of something, and transmuting that into something of abundance, right? Which is interesting. I feel like Scorpio, you've done that in some way. Or that's what you're working with at the moment, of taking an energy of lack or of sadness or of dormancy and somehow transforming that for yourself, but also that's something that you'll be sharing with others, or you're being encouraged to, because you have multiple cards that are representing like community and a group, connections with others. So there's something about your knowledge, or this card is a card about power and desire, which are very Scorpio kind of themes. I feel like you're moving out of some period of dormancy into a period of like action and movement and abundance. And it's like you're being encouraged to share that story with others, perhaps helping to uplift others, right? To bring connection and unity within a group. Can I get one more card? Yeah. Yeah, you have the love card. I'm going to read that one. It talks about being love, right? That you are love. I'm going to read it though. When you draw the love card, you know the card is speaking to your soul's journey in the way of the heart. The love card is about operating from the heart, leading from the heart, and walking what my ancestors called the pathway of the heart. This pathway of the heart is guided by expansion and flow. It is about connecting authentically from a place of true freedom, true sovereignty, and true liberation. A lot of people like to think the love card is about their soulmate or their twin flame or some Disney fairy tale happily ever after romance kind of thing, except that's all matrix programming that tries to convince people that love is something outside of themselves, that they have to chase, that they have to cling to, and that they have to jump through hoops to obtain and earn and keep and be worthy of. This is false, and this is a trap that has nothing to do with love or with the pathway of the heart. The pathway of the heart is about being fully expressed and fully experienced, and allowing others to be fully expressed and fully experienced without rules or regulations or restrictions or judgment or preference or expectation or hesitation or constriction. This theme is about loving for the sake of loving, because you are love. That's right at the center of your spread, Scorpio. So you have been learning about love in general, is how it's coming through. But loving for the sake of loving. And it's coming through very strongly with this energy of acceptance, of freedom, of appreciation. I feel like that started within yourself as well, but I feel like it will also start to radiate outward if it hasn't been already for you, Scorpio. There's this experience of your... How do I explain? Because it's coming through as being like your experience of love is going to take you places. Or love is going to take you places, because it's feeling like that's like this, like leading with the heart, right? Your authenticity, how you express yourself from the heart, what your heart, the pathway of the heart, whatever that means to you, that is going to take you places. Your heart is leading you somewhere. It's the right place and the right time for this, Scorpio. Your heart is leading you somewhere. The pathway of your heart is leading you somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna pull one card from this deck, just to close it off. Because there's not that much, like, I'm not seeing that far ahead for you, Scorpio, because it feels kind of like being really present with where you are right now. I don't know what's ahead for you, but right now it just feels like being present. Be present with where you are. Try not to rush too far ahead into the future is also how it's coming through. Take it slow and steady. Be conscious of of your actions and how that's going to affect you. Loving action is what's coming through. Okay, one card from this deck, please. You have to be patient with this deck. It likes to take its time. Okay. Interesting. The illusion, but it came out in reverse. The illusion, but it came out in reverse, which I feel like is a good thing. But I'm going to read it, and we'll see if there's any other message that comes through. There's a shark there, which is talking to me about like subconscious energies, because it could be like a subconscious energy of lack that you're working through. Okay, so it says phantom shark. In this card, we see a harpoon searching the sea for a dangerous shark that appears only in your mind's eye. Phantom shark has a direct message for you today. Your current fear, worry, or insecurity is all an illusion. You tricked yourself into hunting for a thing that doesn't even exist. By putting so much attention and effort into combating or avoiding what you are afraid of, you are simultaneously engaging and fueling it. Most fears quite literally exist only in our own minds. When you feel small, insecure, or controlled by fear, this is not your true self. This is your programmed self, ruled by the limbic system, ego, past traumas, and the false marketing that always shames us into feeling not good enough. This illusion will tell you that you are not worthy, make you feel scared, keep you with someone who treats you poorly, or makes you feel the need to compete with and be better than others. The challenge lies in how powerfully real this illusion appears. It colors every aspect of your reality like a cloud of thick smoke. While you cannot always avoid being caught in the smoke, you can recognize when you are in it. This is the most important part of seeing clearly. You must first understand that you are in an illusion before you can escape it. The more you become cognitively aware of the smoke, the less power it has over you. Right now, Shark's medicine for you is to understand that whatever currently brings you fear is not actually the truth. You are safe and everything is going to work itself out. Do not make big decisions when the gray smoke is visiting. Soon you will see clearly. Okay, Scorpio. Yesterday's reading, well, all of the water sign readings, Pisces, Cancer, and now yours, have this theme in it of like, yesterday there was a mention of clouds, right? For you, it's coming through as gray smoke. Because it was in reverse, I feel like you've conquered something about seeing through the illusion is how it's coming through. And the illusion that perhaps something about love, right? Because it could be that there was illusion of fear of whatever it is. I don't even want to talk about that because it's like you've overcome it. I feel like there may be sort of this energy here that you're still sort of working through. Like there's still this energy of a bit of smokiness, but you're seeing it and you're not acting from that place is how it's feeling to me. Because there are always going to be times in our life when we are in this illusion where there's something about our circumstances that causes fear or lack or that kind of thing. And it's about overcoming that, like being aware of when we feel that way and not letting that be sort of the driving action of how we're behaving and things like that. That's sort of what I feel is consciousness, right? Being conscious of this energy that we all have. And it has to do with love for you, Scorpio. There was some sort of illusion about love that I think you have overcome or are overcoming at the moment. It's an energy of separation that you are overcoming. Like feeling separate from something that you have, that you are. Okay, Scorpio. I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.